refuge. Find strength and find peace. Bethesda Temple, the home of grace.
So if a good thing has been eluding you, instead of chasing after the thing, give yourself over to the Lord. But in the spirit of keeping it real today, and I'm going to keep it real, I know that there are some Peters under the sound of my voice. Now somebody might be saying, what do you mean by that? Leaders, no, not this time. When I say Peters under the sound of my voice, I mean that you're looking for something. I'm giving up everything. I ought to get something in return. We are just pragmatic like that. We're just practical like that. We're just made like that. If I'm going to give something, then I ought to get something. Now, Peter wanted to say this, I believe, on this day, but he had just been rebuked and stung, and so he decided to wait. He waited a little while. He waited a few days, but when Jesus told the rich young ruler, I want you to sell everything you've got, and I want you to then give that to the poor and follow me, and you'll have treasures in heaven. And that word follow is the same one, akolutheo. I want you to walk with me. I want you to join me in my journey and be with me in my quest for salvation. That's what I want you to do. But when the rich young man walked away, and Jesus said, you know what, it's hard for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God. As a matter of fact, it would be easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom. Peter, hearing this, said, okay, I can't take it anymore. I just have to say this. We have left all to follow you. Now, he didn't ask a question, but the question is implied in his statement. What he was saying was, I left my business. I left a lucrative business in the fishing industry. I've given up everything, including my reputation and my community standing. So I just want to know what's in it for me. And there's some folk in this room right now that's saying, if I give up myself and if I become a disciple, if I truly deny myself, if I truly take up my cross and join Jesus in his journey, I want to know if there is anything for me, if I'm going to get anything in return. And I can understand that because we don't like to give, not knowing what we'll get in return. So let me just give you a few of the returns that you can look for. Are you ready for this? If you give yourself totally, according to Psalm 37:4, God will give you the desires of your heart. Remember what he said, delight thyself, and nog, make thyself pliable, make yourself able to be molded by God, and he will give you the desires of your heart. What does that mean, Hi? First of all, he will plant in your heart certain desires, and when those desires take root and spring up and become a full-blown desire, God then will give you the desire that he put in your heart. Can I take it just a little bit further? In Psalm 84:11, God tells us basically, if we give ourselves totally, that he will withhold no good thing from us, because he withholds no good thing from them that walk uprightly. So if a good thing has been eluding you, instead of chasing after the thing, give yourself over to the Lord instead of looking for the stuff. Oh, I wish I had a disciple or two in here. Let me take it just a little bit further. If we give ourselves totally, according to Isaiah 1:19, we will eat the good of the land, Because God told Isaiah, if thou be willing and obedient, thou shalt eat the good of the land. If you're willing and you're obedient, God says, I'll give you all that's good. The land will give you what it won't give anybody else. When the land is stingy to everybody else, you'll eat the good of the land because you're willing and obedient. Can I go a little bit further? I ask, can I go? Thank you very much. According to Matthew 6:33, if we give ourselves totally, we will receive the blessings that have been eluding us. Because he said it like this. Jesus said, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Instead of seeking the blessing, it's time to seek the blesser. Instead of seeking the gift, it's time to chase after the giver. I don't just want the gift, I want who gave it. I don't just want the blessing, I want the one who sends it. I don't know about you, but I want Jesus. Anybody here want Jesus? Then jump up on your feet and give the Lord some praise. Not quite done, not quite finished. If we give ourselves totally, according to John 15:7, God will answer our prayers. Remember, Jesus said, if you abide in me and my word abide in you, you could ask what you will and it would be done. I dare somebody to say, it shall be done. I'm gonna surrender and it shall be done. I'm gonna yield and it shall be done. I'm gonna turn myself over and my prayer will be answered. Let me sum it all up by saying this. If you give yourself totally, according to Luke 12:32, it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. We've got the kingdom. All we have to do is become disciples. Lose out and sight of yourself. Give up and give over to God. I'm talking to the Peters in this house and saying to the Peters, stop looking at what you want and ask God what he wants. Stop bringing him your desires and ask God what his desire is. I'm talking to the disciples in the house and I'm saying, deny yourself. It's time to take up your cross, not in name only, but in action. Your actions will outweigh your words. Take up your cross. Take up your cross. Take up your cross. And to the rest of the people, I'm simply inviting you to follow Jesus. I'm gonna say, like the songwriter said, wherever he leads me,